Hey guys, it's Aaron and I'm back again. Today I want to share an amazing download with you that I got whilst I was camping a couple of days ago. And that download is all about regrets. So whilst camping, I was reminiscing about a few things and thinking maybe I could have done some things differently. What could I have done? What should I have done? And it really resonated with me that everything that's happened in my life so far has been an accumulation of all of my actions and decisions. But on the flip side, everything that's happened to me in my life so far has made me the exact person that I am today. So when you take a look at it in that position, you don't feel regretful of anything in your life. Although there may be situations that you still think, I'd rather that maybe happen in a different way, or I'd rather that not happen at all. But the important thing to always remember is that if anything in your life, just one event happens slightly differently, you may be a completely different person. The perspective we should take on life is if you're walking down one long road, every decision you make, every action you take, every word you say leads you onto a different side road. Ultimately, you end up in the same destination, no matter what choice or action you make. But the journey you take to get there and the route that you go on changes depending on your individual situation, choices and actions. Now, that means that every choice we make can lead us to absolutely amazing places. It can lead us to maybe slightly darker places that will teach us the most profound lessons. It's common knowledge that the most important decisions and the most profound lessons are most often the most difficult ones in our lives to go through or decisions to make. But it's important to make them. And it's also important to live in the moment. It's something that's called the Tao. In Taoist beliefs, it is said to always go with the flow. If you think of life as a massive river, now this river is flowing in one direction continuously. But there are off rivers. So rivers just coming off to the side, slightly smaller streams leading into this river. Now, these slightly smaller streams and rivers leading into this ultimately infinite bigger river, they change the current slightly. So if you're trying to swim away from the main current and you're trying to swim into the smaller currents that aren't really working for you, you're swimming against the grain, and you're going against the flow of life itself. So it is important to always remain in the Tao and stay with the flow of life. If something isn't working for you in your life, leave it. If there's a person who is toxic for you, they stress you out, they don't do you any good, they talk about you behind your back, they make you feel degraded or small, it's so important to walk away from the situation. Because trying to keep those situations in your life, you are not flowing with that energy. You are swimming against it, which will ultimately lead you into not a very good place. So it's so important to always stay in the flow of life. And when regrets come into play, well, if you changed the biggest thing that's ever happened to you, whether that's a positive or negative experience, what kind of a person would you be having not learned that most profound lesson? Not going through those experiences, whether that's certain types of abuse or trauma. Who would you be now if you had never experienced those things in your life? Although they may have negatively affected you, they also have profound positive effects because they change the way that you live and interact with other people and living beings, which in my eyes is an absolutely incredible thing. Obviously, it is very difficult to go through trauma and any form of abuse, but the lessons we always take from these things later on in life will always be more profound than if we didn't go through these experiences. How many times in your life have you experienced something and not too far in the future you've met somebody who's going through an almost identical situation, and because you had the experience, you were able to help them. You were able to guide them through the process, teach them what you did to come out of that situation and help them to better their life exactly in the way that you did for yourself years before. So that message is something that we should all be thinking about and we should all take very, very seriously. But it's important also to not take life too seriously, because if you take it seriously, you can't go with the flow because you're constantly thinking about everything else that's going on around you. Living in the moment means that you have no expectations and no attachments, which is so important to lessen any form of emotional, mental, or spiritual suffering. If you haven't already, then check out Taoism on YouTube. I will leave a link to it in the description so you can learn a little bit more about living with the flow and effortlessly living. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, give it a share, and comment your thoughts down below, and comment your most profound experience so we can share with the community what we have all been through and connect with each other on a deeper level. You can also check out my Instagram, Ayden Coaching, all one word. I will leave that in a link in the description as well. So that's it from today's video, guys. I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing. And remember, I am live every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for some free messages and readings with some oracle cards, Sansu and tarot cards, as well as intuitive claircognizant readings as well. That's it from me in today's video, but I will see you tomorrow in my next one, where we talk about toxicity and what is toxicity in our lives and how do we deal with it. Something that is so important to understand, especially in this modern chaotic world. Join me in tomorrow's video. That's it from today. I will see you very soon. I love you all.